do today is we're going to enhance our collage here a little bit by changing some of these photos to not be what we call realistic, but more kind of cartoonish or posterized essentially. So we're going to go in and change and add some effects to each of our photos. So I'm going to start with the train car. Okay. Now what posterizing does, and I'll show you an example here. If we look at the example that we've been kind of basing our work off of this project, posterizing takes all of the colors in the image and breaks it down to just 3. So we're going to first make our photo black and white. And you're going to do this with every single photo. So I'm going to click on my train car. So pick a photo to start with. I'm going to go up to Image, Adjustments, and then I'm going to go black and white. And there we go. Now everything in this photo is black and white, but if you notice it's really gray. Okay, so I'm going to adjust the contrast. So I'm going to go up to Image, Adjustments, okay, and we're going to do something a little different for contrast here. We're going to go to the word Levels. This brings up a meter, okay. Ignore where it says Output down here at the bottom, but you're going to see there's a black dot, a gray dot, and a white dot. And this gives you a graph that shows you how much black and how much white is in the photo. So if I take the black and I move it this way, notice it makes it more black. And if I take the white and I move it this way, brings it up a little bit more. Right? Notice now we have more gray, black, and white. All right, perfect. Okay. Now I'm gonna posterize this image. So I go to Image, Adjustments, and I'm going to go to Posterize. And if we look closely, if I can zoom in on it, I gotta change, there we go. Notice how it has now brought this into 4 levels of color. So we have white, gray, dark gray, and black. So if I change this, right, the more levels I get, the more real the photo is. The less levels, the more kind of cartoony it is. So perfect, I like that. That looks pretty cool. All right. So now I'm going to posterize my next image. So I'm going to do the Hancock building here. Go up to Image, Adjustments, black and white. I'm going to go up to Image, Adjustments, Levels, because we're going to change the contrast. I'm going to crank the blacks a little bit, crank the whites a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to posterize. So I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, Posterize. And I'll do 3 levels. Perfect. All right. I'm going to do it with the Chicago sign. Image, Adjustments, black and white. Image, Adjustments, Levels. Let's see if I can get this to be kind of... Alright, there we go. And then we're going to go Image, Adjustments, Posterize. Good. Might shrink this a little bit. It's kind of big and in our face here. Alright. Good. So what we're doing essentially is trying to get this all to black, gray, and white. Now my Chicago flag here, I'm going to go black and white. Go Image, Adjustments, Levels. Again, the levels is just to try to get it to look, you know, to get the contrast where you want it. That's a little light. I like that there. Okay. Now you might notice with things like solid colors, like if you notice my Chicago sign and the Chicago flag, don't really posterize as well as a realistic image. Just because it's really like two solid colors, that's it. So I don't really need to posterize those. All right, and there we go. So now we have everything posterized. All right, and now what's really cool is we can go in and start adding some color to this and bring it to life a little bit. All right, and we'll talk about that kind of in our next lesson. So what the objective is for today is to get everything posterized where it's 3 levels of color. Okay, get it black and white, adjust the contrast, and get it to where we want it so we can start adding some color to this. All right, best of luck. We'll see you soon.